Welcome back to the Soccer Ladder with Lee and me, the show where we explore what it really takes to climb the soccer ladder. Today, we are joined by Bryan Jordan, former MLS player for LA Galaxy, one of the hardest working wingers in the game, two-time MLS Cup champion. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You went to Oregon State, played soccer there in college, and I believe were we connected through Tristan Bowen?
I believe you guys have interviewed quite a few of my former teammates. I think you guys did Tristan, I believe AJ De La Garza, maybe, uh, and Sean Franklin. So you guys have gone through a whole bunch of the good studs already.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. So welcome. You know who else we had on? Do you remember Charlie? Charlie
Yeah.
Rugg?
Hey, Rug.
Yeah, we had him on too. Like, really great guy. I mean, everyone's so impressive. Lee, you're gonna kick off the first question.
Okay. Tell us about your soccer journey.
Tell us about my soccer journey. Okay, how long-winded do we want? No, I mean, so I've been trying to research and find out plenty about your career too. So number one, I think the most important thing I like to say at the beginning is you got to have fun while you're doing this. And seeing as I made it all the way to pro, I was definitely having some fun. I started out as a local kid here in Los Angeles. Very, very competitive neighborhood. I grew up with a lot of Mexican players. I was a white kid in a Mexican neighborhood. Um, and so grew up doing soccer, and that's all I really thought about as a kid. I knew I had the luxury, I guess, of knowing kind of what I wanted to do early. I'm super competitive. Are you pretty competitive?
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
too.
it's a good thing. It could be good and bad at times, but I used that to keep driving myself towards making it higher and higher in levels. I'm sure you're experiencing that now. And as I climbed up there, Los Angeles is a huge city. I got some opportunities to play with some bigger and bigger teams. One notable was Cal Heat. Mo Adu, which you guys might know, he's a commentator now, played on that same team. They were a state champion. I joined that team. I bounced around all over in club, made it to a college showcase tournament, and then that's how Oregon State saw me. I was able to progress through college, and then thank gosh I just worked my butt off and was able to be seen by the Galaxy because UCLA's coach just got hired by the Galaxy front office, and it all just kind of worked out from there.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
amazing how like what's meant to be like happens.
Yeah, as much as you say that, and I do believe that that's part of it. I really want to say this now. There's unseen and unheard heroes along that whole story. This person probably doesn't know this, but I'm gonna send a shout out right now. A gentleman by the name of Taylor Canal actually helped me super big. I played with him. He's a friend of mine. Um, and everything did go good as far as the aligning of all teams and everywhere I went. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made one phone call to a coach that actually ended up helping me get in a door somewhere. And so I just want to shout him out. I probably have never even mentioned that to him or whatever, but yeah. So you gotta be active, and you gotta, if something isn't working, you can take a step forward and just try one more time. Give a call, do what you can do as well in the moment.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. So I'm going to mention real quick, has a hero too. I think he'll forever be a part of your story. Manny.
Oh yeah, Manny.
He like really went to bat for Liam on the academy team this year.
And that's so cool. I just wanna It's so helpful, those people along the line, just people coming up to bat for you. So all you can do is work your hardest and try to do right by people relationship wise, and hope that kind of carries in rooms that you're not in.
Looking back, what were some key youth or college moments that shaped your mentality?
I have a few. Um, some others might not like, but I'll give you the goods. I guess as a kid, there as you kind of gain capacity of like understanding perceptions and stuff, I was very good very young. I was very athletic. And so I could dribble kind of around people honestly as I please. I was scoring a lot of goals per game at AYSO level, right? Um, And then one time, a buddy of mine said, "Hey, you don't pass the ball." Right. And that was like the first thing of like, wow, it gave me some perception on like how I thought we are like winning. I thought this was the goal. Right. But then the enjoyment of the game and to include your friends and stuff like that. So that was one. Um, I think in college,
That's such a
uh,
cool memory. I mean, a cool memory that stood out to you to share, and I think that's so important, especially at,
yeah,
at that age where like 10, 11. I think you're starting to come out of it now, like people that just dribble constantly,
Yeah.
learning teamwork and all of that good stuff.
yeah, and I think it's who's around you though, right? Like there's so many parents, and by the way, there's no guilt because I really do think if you look at the top levels, like a Cristiano or a Messi, some people like this, you really have to understand the psyche and the mentality of a player that puts himself on that level. You have to operate at these levels. You have to tell yourself these positive things like I need to put this game on my back and do this, right? But at those ages and before I really had figured that out, my dad's really considerate person and I think he although wanted me to be good, also wanted me to be considerate of the friends we had around and stuff. And so like it was the first time I remember mentally kind of like being guilted or not. I don't think that player was trying to do that, but like I just remember feeling bad, like oh maybe I should pass more, like it was a fun one, yeah. But it helps you grow your game. So on the goal side and the assist side. So
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
wait, I got a question. Are you more of a goals man or assist man?
Assist.
Assist? Okay, okay. You know your thing, huh? What position do you play?
6.
Oh, you play six. Okay, that's my number, BJ6, man.
So last year you played more center back,
Center
right?
back, yeah.
And so this year it's been all six. So it's kind of like learning a whole new role,
Yeah.
kind of.
If I may, I was a person that got caught up with being good at kind of multiple positions, and I have to tell you, man, it is such a skill set. Being able to be valuable in multiple positions. It can be frustrating at times because maybe you just want to concentrate on one thing. But gosh, the amount of skill sets that you are learning, and then whenever you settle on whatever that is, let's say a coach says, "No, I love you at this." You're gonna have so much more insights on how to exploit other people in that position and stuff. So like, keep learning, man. Keep taking in that information while you can. It's all just growth, bro.
I think that's been a theme, right? By some of the guys we've
Yeah.
had on, and they may have like started in one position and then in their pro career
They
like
moved on.
played somewhere else. So,
What was your first impression walking into a locker room with stars like Beckham, Donovan, and Keane?
Well, let's see. Let's see. It might not be exactly as you think. On the, I guess, theme of this question, I think I have another memory that hit me even stronger, and that was just being in the locker room at the Galaxy for the first time. Because you have to keep in mind this. So when when I met Beckham, Landon, and Keane, I was on the team essentially, right? And so there's a certain feeling that you get with that has to do with some comfort. But the first time I had ever entered the locker room at the Galaxy, I was actually on trial. And so there's a much different feeling that comes with that. And as confident as you can be as a player, look, you're getting so much great experience playing top notch guys at your age. You just build that confidence with you. And maybe by the time you get to that level, you'll just be confident, right? I was a very confident player, but coming into the locker rooms when you have to perform to get this, it is. You got to take those deep breaths. You see these other players that are literally lining up against you for that one job. And you look around the locker rooms, none of these guys are on the team. It's all just like everyone's trialing. And I remember that made me feel a certain way. But that kind of stuck with me.
wait, real quick, not to interrupt you. How old were you?
The first time I walked into the Galaxy locker room, I believe I had just turned 22. 22 or 23. Yeah. And by the way, yeah, I didn't fully get drafted. My route was a little bit different, where I kind of trialed. They really liked me, but they had a full roster, so I went back to Portland. You know the Portland Timbers? Yeah, so I went up there, and then they basically just made me a promise, and I was really sad that I didn't make the Galaxy roster. This would have been 2007, and they sent me back up there, and they're like, if you do good this year, we'll buy your contract out. And I was like, yeah, sure, right? Like,
No pressure.
yeah, I thought it was over, right? They had a coach up there, Trevor James, I believe it was, that was looking after things, and I went up there, was leading scorer as a rookie, and then they did exactly what they said, and they bought my contract the next year. So
Wow. That's
So
crazy.
important to always stay focused and have that positive attitude, right?
yeah, yeah. And you gotta just believe it's gonna work out. Like you just try your hardest. You're just looking for that one opportunity, man. And when that opportunity comes, you take it, make it the best you can, and kind of run with it. Yeah. But I didn't know if I got too off topic of your question though.
No, that was great.
Yeah.
Loved it. But what was the original question? Oh, yes. So what was it like? Yeah.
With Beckham, Keane, and Donovan, they all came at different times. And not to sound like ego or anything like that, but I think as you go upon your career, you'll build the confidences in what you know you bring to the table, right? Like really, I think if you want to make the best team ever, and I think why that team was so darn successful is look, David Beckham, Robbie Keane, Landon Donovan. These are huge players. Like literally, I've known of the two internationals, but even Landon, I actually get the pleasure in Los Angeles. There's a few good trainers, right? And that same trainer trained Landon, and so I had met Landon when I was younger at practices, and I always was aware of him, and I always thought he was an incredible player. I don't know if I've told him that too much to his face or whatever, but yeah, like I've always thought that, and so these were cool moments, but I think I had just like put it off as like no, I'm one of these guys now, right? And I tried to just play it more of as they were my friends instead of this big grand thing.
I think actually you would almost have to think that way. I'd probably be like, oh, David Beckham, but
He makes all of us feel that way at times for sure.
how did you handle the pressure and competition for minutes on a team filled with talent?
I think that's kind of like a personality thing, right? Like I'll keep this PG as far as like I do cuss a lot sometimes, but um my thing is when there like the more you piss me off as a youth, I hyper focus on things, and it's almost like a way to concentrate me. I think Bruce Arena, one of my coaches, kind of figured this out about me. Um, and so, as far as pressure, like when people told me I couldn't, or when people told me anything negative, literally my response is watch me, and I get highly, you know, combative towards accomplishing my task. And so for me, the pressure was expressed differently. It wasn't necessarily like an issue for me. It was more of like a driving force. And what's so interesting about that is now with youth, and I'm sure us as or I don't have kids yet, but as parents, it's so hard to know how to direct your kid or how much stimulus on the negative side is good. But in training for yourself, if you've had a bad training day, yeah, you can get down, but isn't there something about you that comes to the next training and you're like, I'm gonna do better than that next time, right? It's kind of a natural thing, and so I think some negativity does do really positive things for you to experience because they are these driving forces in life too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. I played college basketball, not to make this about me, but I tell this story often. The coach, like, he knew exactly what you're saying. He knew, like, how to motivate a player, and he knew, like, being almost mean to me, like, would motivate me, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out and show him." Like, he'd call me Miss America, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go make a three-pointer in his face," you know? So, I totally get it.
The good coaches know Bruce was one of those guys, and I never know it in the moment, but I think he would do those things purposely to kind of like push me to get. They know what they can get out of their players.
Yeah, yeah, and I think, right, some players need that, like, TLC, and some people need, like, us, like that, "Ugh." I'm sure you're like that, like, you wanted to go out and show a coach or 2 a thing.
Mhm. Mhm. Especially this year. Especially
Yeah,
this year.
especially this year, yes.
Good.
What advice do you give to players who might not be the biggest or flashiest, but want to make an impact?
Ooh, that's a great question because guess what? I might not be the biggest or flashiest, but I, I, I mean, my whole life I grew up a pretty small guy. I was noticeably smaller, and I played up a few years. So height, all that stuff. If people look at that as like a native, I didn't. I was like, what is my skill set, and how do I exploit that? I was really fast, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna turn and burn more often. I'm gonna run these guys down. So my biggest advice for being an impact is just believe in self. The three things I tell, well, I don't know if I have three, but the few things I tell kids is just self belief in life in general, whether it's soccer, business, anything you want to do. If you don't believe in you, like, who is? Like, you really got to make that a thing in your own head. All right. If anyone tells you no, do you know how many times I've been told no in life? Man, so many times. And it's like, what? Am I gonna just take this no? No. I'm gonna freaking try to do it whatever I can with that, right? So just belief in self, persistence, keep knocking on that door, keep trying, right? I feel like this life, we all want the results, but that journey, like if you do enjoy certain things, you got to just keep at them, right? But those would be my biggest things that I can think of.
Persistence is such an important word, no matter like how old you are. Whether you're 12 going on this journey or even my age, stay focused. I want this job or I want this, I want that. Yeah. How important is mentality versus talent when it comes to sustaining a pro career?
I come from this angle, and I'll be honest with myself here. I think I was naturally gifted with athleticism. Okay, so that was the thing I had. I think talent wise, I had to really work at the technique part. And when I got to professional ranks, I did. I was able to, I know I want to learn, I'm hungry to learn, so I was able to include that. But I think my gift was more of the mentality. Um, Professionally, I never really drank. I never let distraction. And I think for youth, it's so difficult too because as much as we think social media is fun, which it is, it can be such a I guess if I had that as a kid, a distraction at the same time, right? And I don't say that as a mean thing. I think we all have these tools and we should be able to use them in whatever ways. It's just, gosh, I being when I was a kid, being able to be bored, and all those things made me even dream about soccer even more. Like I can't wait to do this, right? Um, and so I got lost in the. You guys were asking about what?
Oh, mentality versus talent.
Yeah, I would say in maintaining it, I say mentality is really the base of everything, and then talent, and then work rate. I guess would be the secondary factors. It's really here.
So, stemming off what we were just talking about, what are your thoughts? So, Lee, how often do you practice? 4 days a week with Red Bull?
Yeah, 4 days a week with Red Bull, and then I'll have a game on the weekend, and Mondays I'll do private training.
What are your thoughts on outside training of like academy training and like rest days? And what are your thoughts on all of that?
It's so impressive to me actually because it's so different from my life. As a kid, for me, and I played pro. Okay, I practiced twice a week, and then we had a game on weekend. Okay, and for me, because I loved soccer and I was active, and my dad, because sometimes if you don't have someone else, you don't do that activity. But my dad would push me to play little. So my mother, and I want to thank her too, allowed us to play in the house with a little Nerf ball. And so, yeah. Hey, I will say, just having that ball at your foot, and imagine that. My mom probably doesn't even know this. Uh, the ability that I accumulated just having me like dribble around the house is probably so much higher than it would have been, right? Um, but anyways, all I wanted to say is about your training. It's so impressive because you guys are training so much more. You'll have skill sets that I probably didn't even have until I got to college. It's so impressive. As far as outside training, I think it is nice to have a different perspective kind of come in. Some of these guys, whether they were pro or not, whatever it is, just the tips or some mentality that they might share with you that is a different eye, because you're gonna probably, if you play pro a long career, you're gonna have different coaches. You want to be adaptable in those things, but definitely I would say,
Yeah, adaptable. That's a great word.
yeah. But the last thing I would say is just like you got to be able to take care of your body too, right? Like I guess in re-looking at myself, my own career, I'm more of just a work, work, work guy, and you can only do so much work, work, work till your body's like, okay, Mister, you know. Um, so yes, I'm a fan of it. If you're enjoying, if you're feeling great, I think there's nothing wrong with multiple training, and I'm impressed, man. That's pretty cool.
He's serious over
You're
here.
basically a pro already. He's a pro already.
It seems like, actually, too, the general theme from you guys that we've had on the show is injury is a big part of like guys who like make it and don't. Like some people had ended their career due to injuries. To like sustain that over time, you really got to take care of your body and sleep and nutrition. So we're just trying to figure that part out as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old.
If I may lay any confidence upon you, it- and I'm dead serious about this as a parent for you, is my parents couldn't control what I ate as a kid. I would eat terrible things. I didn't have the regimen you have, man. You're like a pro already compared to what I was doing, right? I loved what I was doing and I did it very good. It's just like yours is much more structured, and I think because we're so aware nowadays with social media about the thing, we get caught up in, am I doing the enough and all that. But at my age, none of that was really known, and somehow, if you believe in yourself, like I said, like you just able to shine through. So I don't think you necessarily need to worry yourself so much, but be honest with yourself as far as awareness of like, hey, am I slacking here, or can I do a little bit more, can I add something? But like, hey, if my body feels a little bad today, don't guilt yourself. That's just what your body, you got to listen to your body, man.
I saw on your Instagram you got to meet Pulisic. Can you tell me about that and what he's like?
So after soccer, I got into commercial work. I do commercials as a talent myself. Over time in that industry, I've also taken on kind of more of a coordinator role on certain commercials. I work kind of helping those players go through certain motions or stunts, right? But at the same time, because they're not actors, right? Some of them have great big personalities, and others are more serious, and they just want to do the picture, get that done, and move forward. On that job specifically, I got to meet him. That was the first time I got to meet him. I really, really look to him as like, I guess I'm older, but I look up to, like, he's crushing it for USA. I'm very, very impressed by him. Um, and so it was a cool moment for me. I got to talk to him. I didn't know certain things about him. In what I picked up from him was he's more of the low profile, wants to concentrate on him, has his internal, like his group and the people that are important to him, and that's all he needs. He doesn't need this big external, although that's what he's getting because he's so good, right? Um, but he does. He wants to keep that to him. And I don't know. Hopefully, he doesn't mind me sharing my perception of it. But that's what I picked up. And so I think he's a guy that knows himself. He knows he doesn't need big flash, whatever it is, that he's going to concentrate on him and work and do what he does best. That's what I pick up from him.
I've never met him, and that's the vibe I get from him as well. And that's what makes me love him even more. I mean, class act all the way, it just seems like.
I totally second that. He was very respectful, super sweet dude, like very easy to work with. He was great.
Is Pulisic and then Tyler Adams,
Tyler
would he
Adams,
be
yeah.
like two of your favorite?
Yeah. I got pictures with them.
Really? That's awesome, man. I don't have the Tyler Adams one, so you got me beat there, dude.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Actually, it might have kind of touched topic on this. I think for me personally, and this would be different for everyone and just how you learn about you, right? is I think I put a lot of onus on just winning, right? Like no matter how it needs to be done, win or accomplish in some weird sense, right? And that made me push past body, uh, like anything I was dealing with or whatever. It was just push through it, like get it done, right? And I think there is something to that. I think with older players and youth right now, we see this slight difference on hardness as far as like I think you guys are so much more talented and technically. Sometimes you guys will pull out of a tackle or whatever. There's that, I don't know, the theme going on right now. So all I'm saying is because I was more on that hard side and getting into the tackle, that resulted in a lot of, bumps and bruises over the years. And if it was just a training, I know you have to practice how you play, but sometimes even in training, I just didn't know when to relax. And I did it 120% every day. I know if you talk to the coaches or anybody that knows me, that's true about me. If you beat me at training, I'd be pissed. I don't care where it is, when it is. If I play you, if you beat me, I'm pissed. And that's just something about me. And that's probably what pushed me to be successful. But at the same time, I wish I just took it as like, oh, no, you're growing here. You don't have to push your body to the max on a training. Like, I'm not saying don't do your best in training. I'm just saying sometimes when not feeling good, that you still don't have to do that 140 on the day you don't feel good. What I told that's what I would have told myself, if that makes sense.
And it is out on the internet that you were the hardest working. So I believe what you are saying.
Right around the time I was coming up to, they just started doing those little heart rate monitors and all that. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember in college we used those a little bit, but that was some feedback of like how hard. And I remember in training days when we go after, like I was always constantly kind of up there, and I was like, well, I don't know how to tone this back. It's just kind of what comes along with me.
That's how you were wired. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's amazing, like the data that they can see so young now.
Mhm.
Well, it was so nice having you on with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. I wish you all the best in your stuff too. I'm gonna have to check it out. Do you guys have your games where they're online streamed or anything? Or
YouTube,
Huddle. I don't
Huddle.
know. Yeah, certain different things,
Yeah.
but we'll keep you posted for sure. And when we're in LA, we're going to look you up.
Mhm.
Hopefully, you can do a training session with Liam.
oh yeah, I'll come by. Yeah, whenever you guys are in LA, this is my home. I'll come out. I'll support for sure.
Okay, well, you have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye.